Hello and welcome to July 21st. Alpha's KR is falling back a little bit more, but before we get there, let's go look where we stand. Excuse me. SPY is at 15.9, right off of 16%, and we are at minus 4.7. So let's get into the numbers. And here we are. There is KR at 49%. Our expiration is October. And our stop is here at the EP. We were considering putting the stop at 3-to-1 ratio to protect some profit after this long candle, but we held off a little bit to see how it would react to the moving average is still in a nice up climb. So we want to get a little bit more distance so we can put that 3-to-1 here and then, excuse me, and hold off to get to DTE. That's the ultimate goal, is to get to October at strike price is $38 by October. As you can see, we are at 49% today. All right, that takes care of KR. Going on to PG, and here at PG, we already have our EP already. We didn't get our third ratio as of yet. The average is moving to a little bit of a climb, a bit of flatlining. Also note too that all our buying power has been deployed. There's a rule on buying power. Let's cover that rule. Once you're under 10% of your capital, stop. Don't push it to the edge. You want to set up a trade, and then your trade might be short of getting into, then might be have enough capital getting into it, and then you get a margin call. So that's another thing that's very important to avoid, is getting what they call a margin call. A margin call is that the brokerage actually lends you money to do trading, but danger is that if your account starts going into negative territory, they have a right to liquidate anything they want to maintain their protected position on that margin. So that means that if I had a margin call and this came up into a negative, then Thinkorswim would give me 3 days to make up for the negative or liquidate anyone in my positions, which means they'll probably go for the top one to grab that money there to make the difference to make up, and then they work down the line. So that's why margin is a double-edged sword, and can be used, if used wisely and with the right trading strategy. It can definitely multiply your capital amazingly. Say PG is done with PG. Let's go on now to Monster, and Monster is sort of going into a little bit of flat zone. You can see the flat zone is the price is like you could draw a straight line right across most of the candles. That's your flat zone, and then you see the moving average is moving up to it. So there's not much push there. We are at 21% ahead. Going on to RTX. RTX is now in positive territory, and we did clear. Look at this. It's ever so slight, but the rules are the rules. We have cleared the gantry right there. So today's lesson is one of today's lessons is going to be adjusting your stop once you have met one of your trading rules. So we're going to come to the gear. We're going to turn on show our orders, and now we have our order ticket, and now we have our entry was 84.84. And I remember something else also too about EP stops. There is no buffer. The buffer was already calculated into entering the trade to begin with. So that's done. So you come here now to right click on the market bubble, cancel and replace. Comes up the order ticket, gear, and now we're going to go to the EP entry, which is 84.84. And there it is. And we'll go ahead and put down the date /21 EP stop. And I'm going to grab that just in case I run across it in the rest of we still have some positive territories here. Just in case, then we can go ahead and just duplicate that. Okay, there we are. What happened to my market bubble? My market bubble disappeared. Did I hit it by accident? Oh, I turned it off by accident. Oh, I know, by default. Yes, by default here. When I have my default to my chart, it turns it off for me. Okay, so there we are with that. So now let's go on to our next one is gold. And gold is disappointing because it had such a strong lead in the last couple of weeks, but it is what it is. The EP is down here. There's ratios there, and we don't have any changes here to do. That's one of the things too that's also very advantageous of a DTE trade. Once you establish your EP stop, and maybe if you want to add the additional to protect capital 3-1, and when price gets way above the 3-1 point, it's more of like a set and forget it. The only thing you have to watch for is your expiration date. Now this is November, so way over here, November, our our exodus is here is going to be on November 18, 1 day prior. 1 day prior. Now, remember, I did also mention that you have to have escape clauses. Not everything is etched in stone. So the result would be is this, that you would say, okay, if I get ROI 3, 4, 500, that's tempting. And if you're playing a lost leader such as I am here, and that eats that lost leader down to really rocks become pebble, and pebbles become profit, and profit does payback, that's a consideration to say, hey, you know what? I'm 3 or 400 ROI already. I'm going to take it off the table. I'm not going to wait for DTE. So those are decisions you're going to have to make. I asked that rule one of the DTE traders, and there was the three of them, Bert, Brett, and David, and they all said the same thing. What's your exit? And he says DTE, or you have enough profit, take it. So this becomes very discretionary once you are in profit. Okay, so that says for gold. That takes us now down to CBS. CBS is in positive territory here. So let's go on down to CBS, and here at CBS, zoom in, and we also cleared the gantry. We also cleared the gantry here too. We're 81.76. So now because I hit my default and it resets my chart, it also turns off my show order command, and I gotta just return it back on again, no problem. I have to 81.76. Just remember, gotta remember. Come here, and 81.76. And go and hit confirm and confirm it. Sell at or below 81.76. And remember, I saved that text earlier, so I just dropped that there. And now we have it. And now we have our EP exit. So now we have our EP exit right there. And if it turns against us, it turns against us, but at least we get out with a smaller loss and then get ready to get back in again. The scanner will pick it up. So that's it. Now, in closing minutes, I want to go into just to discuss something here on Yelp. This is kind of cool on Yelp. Yelp went very deep. I mean, this is like a minus heavy 40 something. I mean, really, really deep 40 something. But look what's happening here in Yelp. Look, it's hit its bottom here. It hit the lower price channels. All three of my lower price channels have now been hit. And look at the bounce back up again. Also, you can see the EMA. The EMA is starting to upturn also. We are also at the bottom of the stochastic scale, which is kind of cool because we have all this running room. And we're also in the mid-range of the RSI, and we have our green green histogram. So this is one of the things about DTE theory is why you have no stops, is because the very reason is that, yeah, you might have come up with a great trade setup, but market has a way of testing you, and this is where the test comes in, of the discipline. How many traders would have got out here and got out here, and now they would have lost. They would have taken that loss. We're now slowly creeping back up again, and this becomes the chicken and egg situation of do I or do it. You're gonna have to find your own equilibrium to that. And well, with that said, that is the conclusion of today's report of Losers Become Winners with Alphas KR at 49%. And I thank everyone for stopping by and checking it out.